Tyrone Gethers Jr., your host of The Source of the Inkwell live on KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. You can check out this show a number of ways. If you type in KUAW Radio on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, tune in, Roku, you will see this broadcast. Also, you can call 816-599-6893 to interact with our guests on our panel to ask questions. And also, if you want to donate, feel generous. Again, 816-599-6893. If you like this show and other shows, go to KUAW.org, look at our playlist, and you will see all the shows on Tuesday and all throughout the week. I'm sure there's something here that you'll like. Today we have a very special show. One, I'm back in the studio, and two, I have an amazing young lady next to me. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Sinead Cherry Owens, and I'm the Missouri 2023 Youth of the Year for the Boys and Girls Club.
Wow. See that? Special day, special show. This young lady is when I first saw her walk in, I knew why she was here. I never heard of the award that you've gotten, but when I heard what was all attached to it, it was pretty amazing because, I'm surprised more kids don't know about it, but we'll get into that. But before we dig into the meat of our show, I like to let my guests get to know, my listeners know who my guest is. So give us a little background of who you are, like, what school you go to, what you're involved in.
Okay, I go to Lincoln, Lincoln College Prep.
Okay, repping that school.
Yes, you know it. I'm involved in many sports, softball, basketball, then outside of school in the club, I'm in the makerspace, which is provided by Honeywell, Keystone Club, Smart Girls, and then obviously Youth of the Year,
right. Youth
of the Year program. Yeah.
You are pretty involved. Yeah, let's talk about that because typically, I teach school too, and the students that I taught, and I teach middle school now, but even when I taught high school students, they weren't nearly as involved as you are. So what led you to get involved as much as you are? Because not only are you an athlete, you're also a scholar too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Just since day one, my parents, they always made sure I was into something. And the love for sports, that's where it came when I was, I don't even know, like 3? Mm. And just playing basketball and then transitioning to basketball to karate, then just doing multiple different sports, but also still going to school. And I remember my mom telling me, she was like, when you get to high school, you need to be involved in a lot of things. And when I came to the club, that's where I was so nervous about not being involved. So I just tried everything. Freshman year at school, tried everything. And I was like, this is not really for me. So I went to the club. She had just put me in stuff just because she works at the club. And that's where I really got involved for real.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like that. See, and being involved with these organizations and these sports, you're learning how to work with other people.
Yes.
How is that? Because I'll be honest, I struggle with that sometimes. So how do you deal with working with other people? How is that a benefit for you?
Just knowing what your purpose is and knowing what to do, and know that people are not always going to agree with you. Like I've been in debate, so just seeing that firsthand and seeing that going into a round and seeing how to argue and how other people talk to you and different things like that has really prepared me for speaking with other people, saying how to get along with someone when you disagree on a situation, how to find the true outcome and the true resolution to a problem.
See, and the fact that you said that, the adults that are listening, especially some of the ones that I know, hopefully you listen to that because these are skills that we all need. I mean, you'd be surprised how many adults don't have the skills that you just said. Because I was always told that by a certain age, which is, that middle school, early high school age, if you don't have it by then, you won't have it as an adult. So already, you got it going on. I mean, you're already building a little repertoire. So you mentioned, like, debate.
Yes.
Are you in competitive debate, or is it I know it's different fields, different realms of it, but.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it anymore because I'm so busy.
Right, yeah.
But middle school, I was in argumentative debate, and then I transitioned from that to Congress, and there I just started winning a lot. And then when I got to high school, it's a totally different field, and I was like, I don't know if this is really right for me, but I got my experience, which really just helped me overall in general with the
Right.
whole decision and process.
And I like how you said experience, because going through experience is wisdom.
Yeah.
And you sound like you're a very wise young lady with that, because it's all about application too. Because from what I'm gathering, whatever you learn, all that you learned from growing up and going through these organizations, you applied it to this award. Am I correct?
Yes.
Because I'm just inferring. I'm just using my journalistic abilities. So, with all of this, you mentioned that you were doing things at school, and then you started transitioning to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
Now, how has the Boys and Girls Club benefited you to be the young lady that you are now?
Well, before I would say, before I hit the teen center, which is you have to be 13 to walk in there, I did not speak to anyone at all. Like, not talking to anyone. I had like 3 or 4 good friends. I mean, I was known, but I never really used my voice. And until I stepped foot in the teen center, it really just changed my life. From my directors being in there to the staff to just being around a bunch of older kids and seeing how they interact with other people, it really just opened me up more as a person. And from there, it just took off.
Yeah, it just took off. Now, shout out, first of all, you said you went to Lincoln. Now, I didn't go to Lincoln. I went to Southwest. May it rest in peace. However, it is part of the Interscholastic League, which is the Kansas City, Missouri School District. So definite big shout out to that, because,
Yes.
I mean, I know I may work in Raytown, but my heart is always going to be with the Kansas City, Missouri School District. With saying that, you have the school aspect, and then you have the club aspect too. So do you think that with you being in the Boys and Girls Club and with you being at Lincoln, because Lincoln is a top tier school,
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
do you see those skills blending into each other? Like what's being taught in school is being reinforced at the club, or what's being taught at the club is being reinforced at school?
Yes, most definitely. From just going to on college tours and then going back, and I'm like, wait, I've been to this college already, like with the club, and then going on college tours with my school, and then coming back to the club, and I'm like, hey, like I've been to this school, we should go check out this school over the summer, or just little things like that. Like next year, I feel like I'll be able to participate in more because, you know, next year is my senior year, which is really crazy. But just I want to try robotics because at the club, I'm starting to interact more with the maker space, which is basically a space where you come, you create, you design. You have 3D printers. I've like been messing around with some of the little things in there, and I'm like, I know in robotics club at school they got some of this going on, so let me try it out. It just really intertwines.
Intertwines in well, yeah.
Yes.
And I am listening to you. I'm sharing my your show, because you look at me like, yeah, but I mean, you made a good point because you said robotics.
Yes.
Now we do have a very strong robotics program here at the WE Boys Learning Center too. If anyone wants to get hooked up with that, so I mean, this is definitely something to look into. Now, you said it's your senior year. Typically
Yes.
around the senior year time, well, your junior year, we try to figure out what college we want to go to. So I want to ask this, and the reason why I'm asking this question is because people who are listening, y'all got money and y'all give scholarships. All right? So tell us what your major is and what school you're wanting to go to.
So I want to become between an athletic trainer or a physical therapist. I'm still choosing between two. It's really the same field. Just
Yeah.
make more money for one of them.
Which one you make more money with?
Physical therapist.
Okay.
But I'm looking at Langston, KU, and Prairie View A&M because I heard they have a good kinesiology program.
Man, she used a word with 5 or 6 syllables, kinesiology. Can you spell it? No. No, that's great because when I was in school, I wanted to be a physical therapist, but a lot of math and all that,
Yeah.
and I'm not good at math. But then when I got older and I was an athlete, I got banged up a lot, so I'm very familiar with physical therapists. And you're right, they very, very good field. Everyone needs somebody to help them out with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's a real good field. So I take it that you're pretty good with science and math.
Yes.
Perfect. Not the English language arts part.
Oh,
But
I'm really good at that.
you really good at that too? So you all around then.
Yeah.
You hear that, y'all? All around student. It's very rare you see that. So yeah, that's good. So as far as this prestigious award that you got, talk to us about, first of all, tell us what it is.
Okay, so the Youth of the Year program with the Boys and Girls Club is basically just a youth ambassador program for the club, and you're picked based on your grades, how your leadership is within the club and without the club, and just how you are as an overall individual, just things like that. And it's been a journey, really.
Yeah, it has, huh? I bet. And we're going to talk about that journey in a minute, too, because you mentioned that you said you had the grades, right?
Yes.
So is it safe to ask what the GPA is? What's your grade point average?
As of right now, I believe 3.1. They still putting in everything.
Oh,
so.
yeah, they're not done yet. I'm sure it's going to be higher than that. Yeah. Okay. And then, of course, you said what you're involved with the leadership abilities, too. I mean, with all the events and programs that you said you were part of, I mean, the leadership ability is there. I mean, you was talking, and I'm like, Sine, Captain America. Yeah, you got to do these. I mean, you like all over the place, which is good as a youngster. I mean, I know a lot of adults that is not nearly as involved as you are.
Yes.
So you made a good point. You said it was a process.
Yes.
They don't just give you an award like that.
No.
Here, right? You gotta work through it. Now, you just told us what you had to have in order to get your foot in the door. So let's kind of talk about that process.
Well, it started in September, I believe, and my team director, he came to me. He's like, "This is my second year running, so."
Okay.
My first year running didn't really go so well, so I was just like, nah, I don't know. He was like, this is your year. Like, he had the vision for me. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, whatever, let's just try it. So I had to write 3 essays.
3?
Yes.
How long were the essays?
About a page
Okay.
and a half long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so 3 essays. Then I had to write my speech. And had to get 3 letters of recommendation. And I had to fill out another application package. It was a whole bunch. And then I went to club level. So it starts at club level. You go against your friends and things like that.
Yeah.
From there, if you win, which I won, I would go to city level. And city level was in February. So from, December to February, I was prepping. I had talked with Toastmasters, getting my speech memorized.
Toastmasters?
Yes, Toastmasters. Helping me memorize my speech, giving me talking, like how to present yourself. When you get up on the podium, this is what you do. If you get nervous, breathe, just things like that. Then in February, I say the speech against other people from the other clubs in our city. And then once you win city level, you go to state level. And I didn't really talk with Toastmasters that much because they was like, you got it, like, basically. But we worked with them 2 more times, I believe, and went to state level. When I got to state level, interviews, and you say your speech in front of them, like you did at city level. And that was a process. I didn't figure out how I won until the next day. And the next day, after like the interview process and saying my speech in front of judges and all that, I had to get up there and say my speech again in front of everybody. So everybody who was at the event. And I didn't know at the time either because it was top 3. So they picked the top 3 people who had the best speech. And so I got up there, I said my speech, and then they told me I won.
Wow. You know, and I was going through the process with you as you was talking about it, and you said the first step, you said you were at club level, and you went against your friends.
Yes.
Now, as a coach, because I coach also, I always tell my athletes, this is your friend, but it's also your opponent too.
Exactly.
So does that kind of work with your comfort level, kind of breaking the ice a little bit?
Yes.
Beating your friends?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Of course. It's always good to beat up on your friends, right?
Yes.
So I'm glad that club level was like that. So it's like it's comfortable. You felt comfortable competing because you were in a comfortable spot. Like I always tell people that you have this is you, and around you is your comfort zone. You don't learn anything in your comfort zone until you step outside the comfort zone, which then in turn enlarges your comfort zone. So what they did was they made you comfortable to compete, and now it's like, okay, birdie, let's fly. So you got pushed out the nest.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Now, was there any other, like, cause you said you won. Was there any other kind of compensation that came with it, like anything monetary or an award or a plaque or anything like that?
So for club level, I just got a piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
City level, I had, I believe, $6,000 or $7,000 scholarship money.
Well, hold on, wait. City level, you got that?
Yeah.
That's amazing, because college is expensive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so 6,000-7,000. Okay, then what?
And then when I went to state level, I had 2,500. So 2,500
So you got 6,000
plus.
to 2,500.
Yes.
Is it sound about right? I got somebody back there doing the math.
So 3,000.
Okay, 3,000.
My mistake.
Okay, gotcha. So all together,
Yeah.
you got a nice chunk of change for school.
Yeah.
Already sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah.
So when you walk up in any of these 3 prestigious schools that you said, you can say, Shanae Cherry Owens. Yeah, and money's there.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you haven't even walked into your senior year yet, and you got college money already paid for.
Yeah. Way more than that than what I just said, but
Oh, it's more. Well, yeah. Well, because you're involved with everything, because you're an Avenger. Gotcha. So yeah, gotcha. So I mean, that makes sense. I mean, somebody with the repertoire that you just ran down, I'm not even worried about you having to pay a dime for school.
whew,
All right. Yeah. So I mean, it's coming.
yeah.
I mean, you on your way. So you won state level.
Yes.
So you're the top youth in the state.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yes.
So I can say, give me your autograph. You put down because you top kid, right? Now, what happens next?
So I think in like a week and a half, I go to regionals, and that's in Chicago from June 28th to the 30th.
Okay.
And I go up there, I do the same thing again, and from there, if I win regionals, I go to nationals, and that's in New York, I believe,
New York.
in September.
Okay. I've never been to New York. Maybe KUAW can cover this. No. No. But no, okay, so you're going to Chicago. Mr. Walker, you say what now? Yeah? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we'll be there. You on your own personal press team. So,
Cool.
so you're in Chicago on, June 28th through 29th.
Yes.
Now, do you know what you'll win? Like, let's say you win regionals. Okay, we're going to speak into existence, okay?
Okay.
What do you get then? 70,000?
7,000.
Okay.
And then I know if I win nationals, I get 75,000.
$75,000?
Yeah.
All-
And a car.
And a car.
Yeah.
What kind of car?
Uh,
I mean, not. I mean, that's cool. No. I mean, this is cool. This young lady's gonna have all this money for school and a car. You're gonna be well on your way.
Yeah.
You're gonna be ready to just move out the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's playing, right?
Yeah.
Look at you. I already got plans. No, I mean, and the reason why I'm laughing at this is because this is a heck of an incentive to make somebody push.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like you should saw your face, like you said, and a car. I'm like, yeah, and I can tell you're working very hard on this.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you know your competition? I mean, like in the region. I mean, like I know sometimes when you're competing, you kind of get an idea of who you're going against. So, like regionally, do you know who you're going against?
Well, I just
You don't gotta
had.
say their names or anything.
I don't know the
Okay.
name, but today, like a couple hours ago, we just got on a Zoom call, so I know who I'm going against. But like, I know who I'm going against, but I really don't know who I'm going against until I like see them in person. But
Okay.
I got a scope of
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that. She's scouting out.
Yeah.
Yes, you smart. I like that. That's real slick. So, is it like only one other kid or just
Oh no,
it's several?
yeah, it's like 7 of us.
7 of y'all?
Yes.
Regionally?
Yes,
Okay. I mean, but look at how many kids you beat so far, though.
that is true.
Yeah, it's like another notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this. Yeah, she this baby's exuding positivity. I'm like, listening to you, I feel like going out there and run for president. No? Maybe? Yeah, I could. Can you imagine that? No, but that's real good though that you have all these incentives and you have your goal set in mind, because I know as you were talking, you're seeing it through to the end, and your end is not at regionals.
No.
It's a nationals. Really, it's not nationals.
Yeah.
It's getting that money and driving off in that car.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's beautiful. I mean, I've heard of stuff like, well, not like this, but like the awards that you're getting. I mean, it's like they're compounding money on top of money on top of money.
Exactly.
So that's a beautiful thing. And you got involved with all this through the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
Now, who got you involved in the Boys and Girls Club?
That lady over there.
That lady over there. Okay. All right, that's your mom.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Look just alike. So one of the now it's kind of bringing us back to where we started earlier. We're gonna come back to the award piece, but now we're going back to the Boys and Girls Club because the Boys and Girls Club has been around for decades.
Yeah.
About how many years? I'd say about 112 years. You know, that's Mr. Walker. Were you around? 112 years. So 112 years is when the Boys and Girls Club started. Let me stop and Mr. Walker pull the plug on me. Now this organization is nationwide,
Yes.
right? And this organization also is the mission is to be an alternative, safe place for kids.
Right.
Am I correct? Okay. So, what are the benefits of being in the Boys and Girls Club?
Well,
What do you benefit from it? Personal experience.
the friendships, things like this, just putting me out there, getting me out of my comfort zone, allowing me to see and try new different things. I mean, just everything, helping my community. It's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. It is a lot. And, like, we don't even have that much time on the show to talk about everything that this illustrious organization does.
Right.
Now, I was never a member of the Boys and Girls Club, but I'm fully familiar with what they do. And I feel that if more students got involved in the Boys and Girls Club, they would see more positive aspects with their behavior,
Yeah.
with their attendance in school, with their academics, and also how they are in the community, because I'm glad you mentioned that community piece. Now, how important is it for a student to be connected to their community?
Very important. I mean, that's where you grow up. That's where you spend majority of your time every single day. So for you not to be a part of your community or in your community, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, especially like how, I'm going to go ahead and just put this out there because I lit up when you said that you went to Lincoln. Not necessarily Lincoln per se, but like Kansas City, Missouri School District. So you are in a district where the majority of the kids look like you,
All right.
where the majority of the teachers look like you. They're from where you're from.
Exactly.
We have an issue here in this city where people of color, primarily African Americans, we have a bad habit of pulling our kids out of our community and putting them in school districts where people don't look like us, because we feel that the kids can get a better education. That might be the case. However, what's affecting that kid socially? What's affecting that kid with their civil rights? Because, I mean, I know of many kids who go to these predominantly white schools and institutions, and they don't nearly get the support that they would get being in a school from their community. You know? So you are proof that there are darn good kids in this district and in this community. So, I mean, and this is my call to parents: keep your kids in the community in which they grew up in, because the community itself knows how to mold and groom individuals who are from their community to come back to take care of their community. That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, see, now, if I'm president, it's my platform.
Okay.
But no, she's like, okay. No, but we're saying that though. I mean, I'm just elated to hear that. Now, back to the award piece. When you're doing this award, all right, you said you wrote these essays, you wrote these speeches. Now, I know you're not just reading it to a small panel.
Oh.
I'm sure you're rubbing elbows with some very heavy hitters in the city.
Yeah.
So, like, who are some of the people that you met on the way up?
Well, for starters, at club level, we had Grant, Mr. Grant. He's one of my close friends, but he works for Honeywell, and he's one of the main people, like, on the scene, on the job. And I've talked to people who work in Honeywell. He was one of my judges for my competition. And then another young man, he was my judge at, I believe, at city level.
City level.
Yeah,
Okay.
at city level. And he was really cool. He was a cool person, cool dude, and he has like one of the top. I forgot what he does, but he was really like up there in the city, in the community, and his job. And then when I went to state level, I got to talk to a president of a real estate company and a lady. She's a part of a physical therapy program and like healthy lifestyles type program. And then another lady, she was an author. Like just meeting different people. And then when I went to Kids Night Out, so Kids Night Out is that big fundraiser that the club does every year, and Kiki Curl, she's like one of my relatives. Talked to her. She was one of my judges. And Pozzanelli, they were at the Youth of the Year event. They talked to me. We had a speech. I had a speech up there, and they're up there saying a speech again. And then McCarthy, they've given me many different scholarships.
McCarthy is the car dealership.
Yeah, the auto group. They've given me scholarships. They gave me the $5,000 scholarship for city level, and then somebody else had donated money on top of that. And then Chevrolet, just many different people that, you probably like, what?
Yeah. You all over the place.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, as far as scholarship money goes, do you know how much you have total?
About 20,000.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, no. 20,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, and you're only a junior.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, and you got more money coming.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only saying that because I'm speaking into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. $20,000. I mean, I know, shoot, I don't got $20,000, but that's awesome. Now, as you were meeting all these individuals and you was having all these conversations with them, did they give you like some cool advice on how to, be more successful?
Yes. So when I was at state level, I asked like 2 questions to each of the judges, and I was like, what are some key things that you need to become a leader or be a leader or whatever? And then my second question was, what does this program mean to you? Because, they just not pick random people, but they just pick people to come and judge. So they come from everyday walks of life, and you like, what? Like, why would you, who are you? So just asking them that and seeing how important the club was to them made me feel like, okay, so if they think it's important, then that means I'm doing something right. So things like that, just seeing how people react to when you talk about the Boys and Girls Club, and the more people know about the club and how more like they just put themselves into the club. Like once people find out about the club, they really want to like give back. Like when I was at Kids Night Out, I was talking to one of the board members, for example, and I was sitting next to his wife, and me and her, we just having a really good conversation the whole entire night. And she was just telling me advice on like KU, because her kids go to KU. She was telling me things like that, and what's the school like, and asking me different questions, and just picking out my brain to see where I was at. And we really had a good conversation, and it was a pretty cool night. And she's really up there too, her and her husband, and it was a really fun night with them. So
that's amazing. So you're rolling with the right people.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, because we know where you live. Now, hold tight. We'll be right back. We are back. This is the Source of the Inkwell with Tyrone Gethers Jr. and his guest.
Sine Cherry Owens.
And you can check out this broadcast a number of ways. You can go to YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter. You can go to Twitch. You can go to Roku, TuneIn Radio. And I think I said YouTube. And type in KUAW Radio, and we'll pop right up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit us up at 816-599-6893. And, if you like this show and other shows like it, or if you want to see how you can donate or give or be a part of KUAW, go to KUAW.org, and you see all of our business aired out for you live on the air. Now, Sine, tell us why we're here again.
Because I'm the Missouri State Youth of the Year for 2023.
And she's already won, you said, the club level?
Club level, city level, and state level.
So she knocked out 3 rounds, and she's on her way to?
Regionals.
Which is in?
Chicago.
Right. So this young lady is going to Chicago for round 4 of this. Now, you said you had to write 3 essays and a speech.
Yes.
What was the topic of the essays and the speech?
Essays were what matters to me,
Mm-hmm.
my club experience, and personal growth.
Ooh.
And then from there, then you craft your speech based off those 3.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about each essay. Let's break it down. Now, the first one you said, what matters most?
What matters to me.
What matters to you?
Yes.
So what was the main topic of that?
So I mainly talked about my community and how my community mattered to me and how this new generation and them succeeding and getting out of this Kansas City area meant to me. And then club experience, just talked about everything that I've done with the clubs, from customizing Patrick Mahomes cleats to going to NASCAR races to meeting celebrities, like just all that wrapped into one. And then personal growth was how the club really how I went from being a soft-spoken kid to where I am today.
Right. Yeah. So you said you designed Patrick Mahomes cleats.
Yes. So
How was that experience?
So it was part of the My Cause, My Cleats organization, and they basically talk to football players, and they get to choose an organization they want to work with, and then from there they make a shoe or some cleats dedicated to them. So he's Adidas, so we sat down with the Adidas design team, and we came up with different color schemes and what he wanted to put on the shoe and stuff like that. And this was during, I believe, 2020. So it was during the time of the whole George Floyd and protesting and Black Lives Matter. And he really wanted to put that on his shoe. So we were like, okay, we had different symbols on the shoe. And the colors, obviously, it was like a sunset orange and yellow and red. And we talked to the NFL.
Wow.
And then we got invited to a game, and that's the game that he wore the shoes in. He played the Broncos.
Oh, so you beat the team I like. Okay. No, but that's amazing, though. So the shoe that you designed, Patrick Mahomes actually wore them in a game.
Yes.
And he actually, and they won that game.
Yes.
That was dope. Mm-hmm. And that was the Super Bowl year, too, wasn't it?
2020?
2020?
I think so.
My sport friends, hit me up. Let me know, because the years blend with me. I'm getting old. But yeah, that's amazing. So did you actually get to meet Patrick Mahomes?
I actually have, but not
in that regard, though.
Yeah. Last year, when Black Panther came out, he took like a whole bunch of club kids. We went to War Parkway, and we saw Black Panther, and he was like the surprise guest. Like, we didn't know he was coming at all, but we got there. He gave us like gear. We had sweatshirts. Adidas had like cargo pants based for the movie. We got his shoes. He has like his own custom shoe now.
Wow.
So it was like Black Panther themed. And so we got there, we walked the red carpet, had like interviewers talk to us, ask us if we had a superpower, what would it be? And then we went in, then we came out because they was like, we got a surprise for you. And we were like, surprise? Like, what? And then here he came. And he came out. I got a picture.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see this.
I got a picture with him.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
Let me see. That was in what, November?
Yeah, it was in November. Wow. She's cheesing big, too. Hold on. You don't mind, do you?
No.
Hey, I'm putting some camera. Where's my camera at? Look at that. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of this by being a part of the Boys and Girls Club.
Exactly.
Yeah. She said exactly. Yeah. Now you said superpower. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I think at the time I said invisibility.
Yeah, that's
but
a good one.
now I think like reading minds.
Yeah. I was gonna say mind control.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one. But give me
Ooh.
some money. Nah, but if I had one, I would say I'm stuck between two: super speed or super intelligence.
Ooh.
Because if you're real smart, you can make
Yeah.
stuff for everything else.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. Me, I'm trying to get it all in.
Yeah.
But no, but when I was younger, invisibility was the way to go. Yeah, sneak in the movies and sneak out the house. Yeah, sneak in the bank vault.
Not that.
No. We gotta be heroes, right? Not
Yeah,
villains.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's cool though. I mean, and all this by being involved with the club. So, before I move to the next piece, how does someone get involved with the Boys and Girls Club?
I mean, just go to your local club and then talk to the front desk lady, Miss Janice in this case, and she will give you application.
Mm-hmm.
If you fill out the application online, everything's online now.
Yeah.
You fill out the application, then you just come to the club.
Yeah, and they got clubs all over the city.
Yes.
They have some in the Northland,
Yep.
Independence, Missouri, and South Nowland
Kansas,
School.
Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I looked online. I was like, wow, that's a lot. Because, I mean, I only thought Thornberry was the only one. I mean, but when I started doing my research, I'm like, it's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And now, do you all do things together with other clubs too, right?
Yeah, so this summer, that was one of the main things that we really wanted to do. So my mom, she was like, okay, we need to do something because, her friend works at other clubs. So she was like, why not have like Club of Clubs? So Club of Clubs is basically where we go to different clubs and we hang out with them and they come to our club and they hang out with us. And, it really wasn't like that because it was just so hard to get kids from one club to another club and then back to their club in enough time. So over the summer, we was like, we're going to do a basketball league. So for the teens, I mean, they have basketball leagues and they have baseball and softball and things you can do with the younger kids. But it was like, why just not have like a little tournament league? So yesterday, we were supposed to go to Wagner and play basketball, but it got canceled. So every Monday, we're going to go to another club and play them in basketball.
And you're going to play, right?
Yes.
And you pretty good, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to come check you out.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. See what you got. But that's cool, though. I mean,
Yeah.
club to club. Now, talk about Boys and Girls Club. Talk about getting these awards. Now, let's go ahead and just look into the future. That's another superpower. And it shows that you won regionals in Chicago.
Right.
You won New York.
Right.
All right.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, sounds good, don't it?
Yeah.
You got all this money.
Mm-hmm.
You got this nice car.
Yep.
And you graduated high school.
Yes.
Tell us what you plan on doing next.
Well, obviously going to college. And when I get to college, I want to major in kinesiology or some sort of health science that relates back to physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I hope to get an internship with the NFL or the NBA or any sports team so I could be a physical trainer for NFL team or a sports team.
That's amazing. And the cool thing about it is you kind of already got your foot in the door because you've been doing things with. Yeah. Goal. I like that. Now, in college, they got a lot of things to do to get organized.
Yeah.
And to be involved. What do you plan? I mean, what organizations or what activities do you plan on joining or being involved with when you're in college?
Hopefully Black Student Union, because, I mean, we have that at our school, but I'm not really in it because it's not really, I feel like we could do more, per se. And I'm thinking about pledging.
Pledging?
Yeah.
Oh, anything in mind? Any group in mind? Or is it secret? Classified?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
classified
I got you. I understand. She'll tell me when the cameras are off. No, okay. So you plan on pledging? Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
And then just networking, really.
Mm-hmm.
Getting myself out there, getting to know people, because in college that's where they say that's where you find the most important people. So
Yes, they say.
just networking, really. Try to get some internships, get my foot in the door, so they already know my name when it's time for me to get an actual job.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that.
And the cool thing about it is you want to do kinesiology or sports medicine or physical therapy.
Yes.
You could possibly work with your school's team because you said
Yeah.
you want to go to KU.
Yes.
I can just see you right now with KU's football team, working on somebody, or on the basketball team, putting someone's arm back on, all that,
Yeah.
So sky's the limit. It's like you got a plan,
Yes.
and that's cool. So I always did have a plan,
Yes.
and you probably learned that being an Avenger. So yeah, so those plans are always good. Which leads me to the next piece, because, I'm not just saying this because you're here on the air,
Right.
but as a journalist, I've done my research on you, and you are a well put together young lady. I mean, you're like
Thank you.
no, that's all good. No, thank you. I mean, you are like the model student, the quintessential young lady, right?
Yes.
You said you are geared towards English and science. I'm sorry, science and math and English and writing, probably
Yes.
history as well too. More than likely, yeah. Of course. You're cognizant in your community. You all about social justice. I mean, you total package. Now, there are a lot of kids that don't have the level of initiative or involvement that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, no, I didn't say that you're better or they're better. No, of
Um,
course not. It's just different.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone? Because, in our culture, we love to help another one up. So this is your opportunity right now to give that advice to help another brother or sister up.
I would just say if you need help getting into any type of involvement, or you need to be more involved in school, say you want to go to college and you need to write that on your application, just come to the club. It's not that hard. I mean, we have buses that literally pick you up from school. If you drive, you can literally come to the club after school every day. That's what I do. Come to school, after school, come to the club. If I have practice, I come to the club after practice. Like, you can make a way, you can make time. Like, I know a lot of people, they need community service hours.
Mm-hmm.
Come to the club, you can get your community service hours. Like, I don't even know how much community service I have. Like, just being a part of the Keystone Club, I have over, like, from, 7th grade to now, I probably have, 2,000 plus community service hours. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't hard for me to fill that out because I go to the club. So if you come to the club, we have things that you might need. If you need to talk to colleges or trying to get a job, we have career fairs. Like, you can work at Old Navy. Like, Old Navy comes talk to us. Target comes talk to us. Like, if you need something, the club most likely has it. So just use your resources. If you can't find anything that works besides school or your job or any outside things like that.
Now, that's some great advice. And hopefully the students who are listening, because I know a lot of my students who I teach, currently and formerly, they still plug into the show. I really hope you listen to that, because the Boys and Girls Club is definitely a place where you can go and where you can go and grow. If I had a time stone, since we're talking about superheroes, if I had a time stone, I'd go back in time and I would get involved with the Boys and Girls Club. I was involved with things, but not to the level that Shanae is involved with until I got older later on in life. Because, you made a good point. You said when you first came in, you were shy, you were quiet. But then when you got to the club, it started bringing out
Right.
leadership ability. So, yeah. So, I am getting to near the end of our broadcast, and I always don't like getting to the end of my broadcast because once you start going,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to stop.
Exactly.
So when we were during our commercial break, I did talk with the okay. I did talk with Sine, and I asked her that can we do a series on her, and she said
Yeah.
because this is an exceptional youth, so we're gonna check in and see how everything went regionally.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna check in and see how everything goes nationally. I meant that.
Yeah.
We're going to check in and see where you are with your college search. You know, I mean, because you gave some stellar advice to kids who are your age, kids who are not your age, kids who are older than you. Because, I mean, I'm a firm believer that, yeah, I mean, I may be older than you, but I can still learn from you.
Exactly.
So we're going to definitely do, check in and do like another show soon. Because this is definitely an important piece. Is there any closing comments or any thank yous or any shout outs? I mean, because like it says it takes a village, and you have
Right.
you have a strong village behind you.
Yeah, just all the staff at the club. My mom, she's doing work right now.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad, my grandparents, obviously, and then my friends. They really pushed me to who I am today.
Mhm.
They've been there every step of the way. So, yeah.
That's awesome. You know, I mean, yeah, you giving back. So yeah, I, look forward to seeing everything that you do in life, especially how you give back. Now, you mentioned that you like art,
Yes.
and you said that you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, today, buddy of mine, Terrence Williams, with the Music and More Foundation, set up some canvases, him and the Urban Rangers, I know you're familiar with them, on 28th in Brooklyn. I'm sorry, 28th in Benton. So if you drive down here on 20th and Benton, you're going to see these big white canvases up there. They're blank canvases. He is going to ask some artists to come and paint on those canvases, like a citywide project.
Cool.
Is this something you would like to be a part of?
Yes. I love painting.
Okay. So, Terrence, if you're watching, I found you another artist, man. So, so she says she wants to do it. So what I'll do, I'll check with mom, make sure everything's cool, and then we'll hook you two up to see what's going on with that. Like I said, every show I do, I like to do something for the guest. I mean, you took time out of your day, out of your busy schedule, saving the world, to be on my show. So that's, my way of giving to you as well as that too. So then, when people ride up and down the street, they can see your artwork as they're driving down the street.
Cool.
Cool. It's all good. It's all good. So with saying that, I'm going to close, and I want to thank Miss Sine Cherry Owens. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. It's definitely a privilege and an honor to have you in KUAW because it's been very, very inspiring hearing you speak. What I also want to say is this student is an example of what we all should be doing. We should all be building our communities from the ground up. We should all be building our communities from the child up. Because by the time we leave, they're the ones to take over. And what better way to pass the torch to someone that's ready to make it go and let it burn brighter than what we did? Find a youth, invest in that youth, and watch your investment grow. I'm Tyrone Gethers Jr. with my guest,
Sine Cherry Owens.
and you've been watching The Source of the Inkwell live on KUAW. And remember, in the Inkwell, education overflows. And like ink, it stains permanent. God bless.
Thank you.